Hi guys, welcome back to the Action Diary. This is just a super quick intro for the video you're about to see, which is Tactical Shooting at Home Part 3. This is just a video detailing the process after I got my first order in. Basically, I mentioned in the video, or what I do mention in the video, is that I had contact from a colleague of mine who runs a firearms course. He wanted 6 of my target boxes that I made. What I didn't mention in the video was that he'd suggested putting branding on it, basically because he said, well, if you want to try and make it more popular, people are always asking me where I get my kit from, and it would just be a good way to push your brand. And I kind of didn't really have a brand, so I quickly came up with the company name Resident Tactical Solutions, because I really like the idea of like the at-home firearms training, and the logo and everything. So that all came out of that, really, which I didn't really mention in the video, which I just wanted to clear up. Very quickly, the other thing I just wanted to mention was the background. Apologies, it's all very plain and very bland. It is kind of by design. I'm currently sorting the office out and getting everything squared away for the upcoming Why I Moved Into a House I Can't Afford video part 2. I just didn't want there to be any spoilers before that drops, so I'm framing out a lot of the stuff that I've got going on in the office. So apologies for that. With that being said, this is Tactical Shooting at Home part 3. Hi, welcome back to the Action Diary. So this is a video which links to a couple of other videos I made recently. One is to do with kind of upgrading my lifestyle, or the beginning process of upgrading my lifestyle, where I've moved into a house that is a lot more expensive than what I can realistically afford. Now, the reason for that I go into in the video, but it's basically to do with investing in myself. So giving myself the opportunity to kind of expand a little bit into the space and use the space to maybe start a business, etc. So check that video out if you haven't seen it. The other video is kind of extension of that, which is where I started building airsoft targets, basically target boxes. That then became my business idea, that, you know, if I was looking for something like that, then maybe I'm not the only one, and maybe it's something I could market and sell. All of this waffle is basically getting us to now where a friend of mine and colleague who is runs firearms courses has asked me for an order. So he wants 6 of these targets, which is super great news, super great. And so I'm now off to B&Q to go and buy the bits to start work on the order. And I've got to make 6. I've got to do it before September, so that's ages. It's only, God, what is it? End of May now, so I've got loads of time. But I'm going to try and get it out within the next couple of weeks. I've got quite a lot of work on, so it's a bit of a mission to squeeze it in. But yeah, I want to give myself a couple of weeks and try, because this is really good practice actually for building a business. I mean, bearing in mind I'm doing all of my learning by doing, and I know nothing about business and other than what I've learned from YouTube. So I'm sort of jumping in at the deep end, or I'm jumping in anyway. But yeah, so it's like I want to start my own business. I want to start with one product, get that moving, and see where it goes. So this is a really good like test opportunity for me to just test myself and test out the viability of this as a business. So this is the problem with shopping for wood, is like getting bits that are straight but also not warped and knackered.
like that. Don't want that. But you gotta get ones that are straight and that don't look like a bag of shit. This one's alright, but I need 10, so wish me luck. That's all the bits of wood that I checked. And these ones. And this one. So many of them are fucking dog shit. But I've got 10. Got 10 that are good enough. Got all my wood, and we've got to see if it'll fit in the car. So we are back in the garage. Yesterday I got all the wood, as you can see behind me, basically ready to get started. This is going to be a bit different from the previous process. Before I was only making 2 or making like 1 at a time. Now I'm making 6 all at once. So it's going to be a really good opportunity for me to see how I can make this process more efficient. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make all my bits. I'm going to cut all the sides and top and just basically cut all the bits of wood, get everything prepped. I might even, some of them I might even paint first and then assemble it all. I feel like that's maybe a better way to go. But again, this is kind of the good thing about this is I'm learning by doing. And that's what the channel should really be called, isn't it? Learn by doing. So yeah, that's really it. We're going to just get started and try and see what the most efficient process is going to be. Got my coffee ready, so let's hit it. If anyone has any tips for removing sap from wood, let me know in the comments, because that would be amazing. These are covered in it, some of them, and I'm just going to have to basically try and scrape it off with an old wood or something, because I don't want to get it all over my knife, hands, or anything else. So yeah, sap. Okay, so next step in the build is, well, I'll update you quickly. So I've done the sanding on these, the legs, so that was a huge job, but it's done. I also have to sand the feet, so that's another huge job. So that's going on down there. But before I do that, I'll just show you over here. So I've done these 2, that's frames done, and backs on. So those have been gluing for the last 48 hours whilst I've been at work. So that's ready to come off. So I've got these 2 ready to go, which need backs on. So I'm going to do those first, get those glued and get those set up so they're drying, and then move on to the sanding, which I'm really not looking forward to, but it needs to be done. Then we can start cracking on with assembly and painting. So that is 4, 5, 6 boxes done. Next, I'm going to let these dry. Next, sand them all down, make sure the edges are flush and smooth and straight, and not rough like this. Sand the feet, assemble the legs, drill the holes, get everything assembled, make sure it stands up, make sure it's all basically plumb. Then I'm going to have to start cutting the fabric for the backdrops and the painting, and that will be mostly done. I've sanded all of the feet. Where are we? All of the legs and all of these braces. I didn't bother filming all of it because, quite frankly, it's boring and it's an absolute mission. But got holes now in the centre of these, so basically the next step is going to be attaching all the legs to all the feet and then adding the braces in. And then we'll start getting to the point where the only other thing left to stand is all of those frames. I'm just going to leave that for now because, quite frankly, I want to break from it. But when that's done, then I can do all the hoovering up, get rid of all the sawdust so that I can get on with the painting. Time to do my woodwork. These aren't attached. So this is the next job. Basically these are screwed in and glued on. This one is actually on the piss, which is slightly annoying, but I think I'll get away with it. But yeah, so what I need to do now is basically just drill, countersink some holes and then put the screws in this way with some glue, times 10. I did a huge chunk of the sanding yesterday, sanding the frames, the boxes. There's still loads more to do, but it's a god-awful job, and quite frankly, I'm just trying to do it in shifts so I don't kill myself. So that is basically where I'm at. Time to drill some holes. That is 7 of these done. These are all now screwed in, glued in. Got 3 left to do. These are not currently attached. 2 sanding down. These 2 need sanding down. Holes to cut, fresh holes to put in, fabric to order and fit, holes to drill in the legs, ramps to figure out. Another 2 over there.
The build went on for a couple more weeks, and there were more tweaks and refinements I made as I went along. This model became my official Mark II, and after testing, the 6 went to the firearms course. They held up really well and were well received. This was a real turning point for me, as it proved that there could be interest in the product outside of just my imagination. Now I had the bare bones of a business idea, I would have to start figuring out how to turn this simple product into a business. The next instalment of this series will be Tactical Shooting at Home Part 4, Evolution of the Firewall. So stay tuned for that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.